your brain, you're in the nerds domain. Come on in, it's about to begin.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Nerds Domain podcast. This is our Go Fund This with Nerds Domain, and I'm here with Mark C. Frankel and Alex Sampouzis from Wayward Raven Media. Say hi, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
And we're really excited to have them here to talk about their Kickstarter for Signed C. And let's get into our questions. I didn't warn you guys ahead of time because I don't like to warn anybody, but we have a couple of standard questions that have nothing to do with your project whatsoever that we ask everybody. So these are really important and establish whether or not you're real people. This is kind of our bot test. So answer these, think about your answers, but make sure you think long and hard. In the impending zombie apocalypse, what is your weapon of choice?
110001100011. Sorry, I just had to go there.
No, that's okay.
That's excellent. Any weapon I choose?
Anything you want.
So just like fire out of my eyes and a nice bat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So superpowers and a bat.
I'm thinking those two things. They work for me. Scorched earth policy.
If it's anything possibly imaginable, I would take a healing ray.
A healing. Oh.
And that way I can cure the zombies, or at least the ones that I like, and then watch them infect themselves again and continually have some fun. No, never mind.
Nancy point.
Okay. All right. Well, those are two.
Not being a Nancy, it's being a sadist.
Those are two unique answers. I haven't heard those before. Given all the sci-fi you know, what planet would you most like to visit?
Ooh. Wow. That's really
good. I was actually just thinking about that earlier, too. Alderaan is right out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe if you could get off it on time, That's an excellent question.
There's so many to consider.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a ton of sci-fi out there, and
probably that planet from Futurama with those little fritters.
Okay.
I may be eating babies, but I hear they're delicious, and I'm dying to try some. And I'm sure
that okay with
yeah.
Oh my God. Unfortunately, you've got me stuck on Star Wars now. That's
Well, considering we just survived Hoth these last few months, maybe something warm and tropical.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with my luck, that would end me up on Dagobah.
Well, they've got plenty of unique wildlife there. That wouldn't be so bad, right?
Well, I guess big game hunting would be good there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd take Coruscant.
Yeah.
Because if there's one place you can get a pizza in less than 30 seconds, that'd probably be it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, well, let's go ahead and get to our sales pitch, or your sales pitch. I guess it's not mine. It's yours. What exactly is Signed C, and why do you guys have such a passion for this project?
Sure. So Signed C, the missing is actually something that our other partner, Joshua Jones, and I created. Basically it's as I tell people, young women go missing all the time, but seldom do they have a talent agent who happens to be the most badass sorceress of all time, willing to quite literally go to Hades' back and anywhere else she has to go to find them, or, to find her client. It's actually part of an overall kind of fictive universe that Josh and I created. We also have another series that we haven't started to put together yet, that kind of falls into that universe. So it's just something that we're super passionate about mythology. We're really passionate about just really interesting different ideas. And so this one really kind of comes out of this universe where the gods exist. They didn't die out. They just got day jobs, and in this case, C, our protagonist is part of that world and part of that kind of that underbelly that people might not necessarily know about. and it's just it's a lot of fun. That's the sort of stuff that we really can sink our teeth into and enjoy.
Okay. So it looks like you said that you, Mark, you and Josh are the ones doing the writing for this.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah. We so we were the ones who kind of created it, and then Alex has been great. As you know, Alex is our CTO and also our artist on our webcomic Damn Heroes. And so he's been really great about helping with a lot of the details and also kind of helping do some kind of the project management with it and
kind of fleshing out the team, like doing some of the guerrilla marketing and or more of the technical SEO stuff to help out, kind of fill in the gap, because I mean Mark and Josh are very talented, creative people. As am I. I mean, I'm no slouch.
Ooh, we got that on record. Let's play that again a couple times.
Yeah. Don't make me ruin the PG-13 rating, dude.
Oh.
No, but I have a technology background, so I kind of handle a lot of the stuff that they don't, like I explain to them how to type in their password and when the caps lock's not on and such, like that.
Okay, yeah.
I smashed my forehead into the keyboard and it works.
I've had to actually put a little post-it note on his computer that says, "Should you try turning it off and on again?" He keeps eating it. I don't know why, but
is it plugged in?
Oh my god! I wish I had $1 for every time I had that to somebody. Yeah.
So, who is your artist team on this?
Mm-hmm. Sure. So Wayne Brown has been doing the pencils and the inks. He's been doing an awesome job with it. We actually pitched him both the signed projects, and C was the one that really stuck out to him. That was the one he was passionate about. So that was kind of a cool moment for us, because he actually got to kind of pick it as opposed to just hey, come do this for money, right? So that's been really cool. He's been doing an awesome job. He's actually he's doing book 4 right now. The nice thing about this whole Kickstarter campaign is that book 2 is actually in the can. It's ready to rock and roll. We just got to get it out to the printer. So that's what the Kickstarter is really coming in. He's done the whole pencils and inks for 3 and is starting on 4. And then we have Martin Silva, who he's doing the colors on it and has done a fantastic job with that as well. Just really what's been really cool about that is he's been able to really bring Wayne's artwork out, and some of the softer colors that he's been able to do is really, I think, made the book. And then lastly, Kerry Kelly has been doing the letters on it. And he's actually been with us for all of our books. He's been great. So that's been fantastic. We've got a good relationship with him.
Excellent. So it sounds like you have a pretty good team, and you guys are writing. So the Kickstarter is primarily focused on funding the print process on this?
Exactly.
It looks like I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say that's been the number one thing. Obviously paying the artist, and then, if we happen to go over, the commitment we've made is we're just going to sink that back into any other projects that we have. It's not going into my pocket, or it's not going to pay for beer money or anything like that. It's really just been sunk back into this project and potentially any other Horseman or Ascendant or one of the other ones. But realistically, the money is for the print run and then for the artists.
Okay, and it looks like you guys have been putting stuff up on Comixology, so we can get it in something other than print as well, right? Yes.
So the Ascendant number 1 is up there. Some of the other ones are pending their process and will be up there soon. I think there's a couple of them just have a couple tweaks that we have to make to them so it conforms to their standards, and then they'll be up there as well. Sign being one of them.
We're also looking at other distribution methods too. There's a company that is, I don't want to say they're competing directly with Comixology, but they're in a similar marketplace where they're doing a subscription model and we've actually submitted some of our books to them as well. It's called comicsfix.com. I'm not sure if their app is totally done yet, but they've been trying to build up some marketing behind their product, and so we've been going that route too. It's like, because our goal is really distribution, so we're trying to get it out there, not just in print but digital format too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about a little bit about your company. You've mentioned a couple other comics. What else do you guys put out right now?
Sure. So I'll let Alex talk about Damn Heroes in a sec, but the other two comic book lines that we currently have up, and I'll talk about a future one in just a bit also. But The Ascendant, where we have 2 books out, that's something that I wrote. The third book is actually being inked by Eric Hare right now, and it's about 2/3 done with the ink stage. But The Ascendant is about an escaped Duke of Hell. After a millennia to debauchery, depravity, starts to feel some remorse and starts sending the bad guys back to hell, fairly violently, I might add. And so that's that one's been a lot of fun to do. It's a 7-book series. I should mention Signed is a 6-book series, Signed C.
Okay.
These things end. We're big fans of endings.
Okay.
We're not fans of bringing back characters from the dead and continuing on.
Except for The Ascendant, who has come back.
Well, yeah. I guess technically. But I understand why people do it, but I think we like endings. We like to move on to the next project.
Okay.
And then Horseman is loosely based on the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, but they're the good guys. They're fighting the forces of fate and destiny to preserve free will throughout the multiverse. It's a sci-fi fiction sort of thing where these guys get to ride cybernetic horses and really travel out throughout the galaxy, and really try to preserve free will.
Okay, so it sounds like these are all kind of heavily supernaturally based, all 3 of them. Does that seem to be a theme that you guys go through with your comic ideas, or is that just happens to be the 3 that are out right now?
Yes and no. I think we certainly like mythology. We certainly like darker, grittier things a lot of times. I know I do. But sci-fi, fantasy, kind of horror fantasy, mythology, those are the things I think that tend to be in the forefront of our brains a lot. But that said, we have other things too that may not necessarily fall into those genres that we will be getting out at some point.
Okay, and you also said that you like to wrap up stories, so you'll do 6 issues of Signed C. Is there a potential for another series from her, or from that character?
I think there's the potential, but there's a pretty clear ending.
Okay.
And so, could we always go back to the character? Could we have the character as part of the multiverse, the universe? Yeah, but it's not. I don't think our goal is to go back and do Signed C the Missing 2 or anything like that.
Okay. And you mentioned Damn Heroes as well.
Yeah.
Alex, So Damn Heroes, actually, speaking of series that have an ending, Damn Heroes is actually an ongoing title. It's a weekly webcomic that it's kind of, whereas before all of our stuff was kind of dark, gritty, sci-fi, fantasy, horror, Damn Heroes, even with the name, is a very, very lighthearted approach at superheroes. The premise is an average guy goes 5 miles over the speed limit in a town full of superheroes, and now he has to do 5 years of community service. His parole officer is a superhero called Captain Righteous. He's an overly righteous, hence the name, superhero, kind of like a parody of your Superman or Captain Marvel. He's a big dumb buffoon.
Okay.
And his landlord is a supervillain, Dr. Entropy. He's kind of like your Dr. Doom, cloaked in mystery with all these crazy contraptions that always get everyone into trouble. And it's really poking fun at superheroes and stuff that we grew up and loved. Like one of our one-shots, we made a little joke about the fact that no one in comics dies. It's a bunch of superheroes at a bar all saying, "I thought you died, dude." It's like, no. At the last minute, I was saved by a clone, or all those different tropes of how superheroes in the past have gotten out of death. And then at the very end of the strip, it's a 1-panel strip, there's Death, the Grim Reaper sitting there asking for another drink because, no one ever stays dead. And the title of that is succinctly enough, we'll always have Uncle Ben because he's the only character who's ever stayed dead.
Okay.
If you really, so it's a lot of that. It's kind of like a Saturday morning cartoon. very, very lighthearted, very bright colors, and it's a very big contrast to some of the other darker stuff that we do. So like I said, right now it's a weekly webcomic available at damnheroes.com, and we even have actually a coloring book based, like a coloring and activity book based on the series, and we're planning on, once we get enough strips, to put that into a print edition, kind of like a volume 1.
Okay.
And we've even been talking about spinning it off into, like, you know, a running comic series, or like a short mini series or something like that. But it's really just kind of like to cleanse our palette after doing so much dark stuff.
And we do like to poke fun at more than just kind of the comics universe, but pop culture in general.
Yeah,
and
pop
just,
culture too. Yeah.
Try to keep it somewhat topical, but it's just, I think it's kind of our outlet in just being goofball sometimes.
And especially, I think it's a really good all-ages series, too. I mean, some of the jokes can get a little demented, but it's kind of in the same vein as, like, Animaniacs. There's a lot of stuff, if you ever watch Animaniacs, in fact, we even include Pinky and the Brain in one of the strips, at least a legally distinct version of Pinky and the Brain. So, but it's just that type of humor. It's like, it's fun for kids and adults. Like, we've had the strips at conventions, and a grown-up will read over his child's shoulder, and they'll both be laughing at it because they'll both get something different out of it. At least that's our goal with that. So
what are we gonna do tonight, Brain? Same thing we do every night, Pinky.
Again, I had pizza last night. Wait, so sorry.
So it looks like you guys you've been up with the Kickstarter for about 5 days.
Correct.
And you're about 24% there. Does that sound about right?
Sounds about right.
So how does that feel? Do you guys feel confident that you'll continue that kind of pace and you'll get to your? It looks like you have a $2,400 goal, which is not a lot to ask for.
Yeah, we want to keep it reasonable. I mean, one of the main things that we said about this is one, what do we realistically need? I don't need, hey, listen, if we make $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, that's great, that's awesome. I'd be thrilled. But realistically, we just we're only looking for a reasonable amount. That was part of that. That was number one. That was the first thing when we really talked about, okay, what are we going to do here? And then the other thing we wanted to really do is give back value. There's a lot of really cool stuff up there, ranging from 5 PDFs for $7 to a pretty reasonable. I think we're not asking for really a whole lot for a couple signed comics and a print, or there's some really kind of big packages too. If someone wants some really neat artwork from Wayne, he's committed to putting anything from some small sketch cards to at least one or two really big, original artwork that, people can't get anywhere else. So I think it all kind of depends on what people are looking for. But at the end of the day, that was our goal. We wanted to make it so that it's accessible to everybody. Everybody can be part of that if this is something they're passionate about, and I hope they are. But yeah, I mean, I'm hopeful. This is actually not our first time doing this. A couple of years back when we had first launched, we tried to do a Kickstarter, and
we weren't going to talk about that.
Yeah, well, no,
I'm still getting over it.
Yeah. No, I'm okay with mentioning it because, quite frankly, it was a good learning experience for us. I mean, we've been doing this for 2 years now, and we kind of get the lay of the land. We're still growing, we're still building, we're still meeting people and talking to fans, and but at the same time, I think we did it, a couple of months into really trying to form as a group, and didn't really understand what it took to run a successful campaign. So I guess that hopefully to answer your questions, I think I feel much more confident about it, and I'm pretty hopeful that we've got a lot of fans who are interested and want to be part of this, and hopefully some new fans who see it and are really jazzed about it too. So I'd say I feel good right now. I'll feel a heck of a lot better at the end of the campaign if we need it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's coming along nicely though.
Yeah, that's the one thing too. We want to at least foster that sense of community, because we're not just some guys who are trying to grab like $20,000 for a gold-plated toilet seat or something crazy.
Yeah.
We're trying to build up something, and we know right now in comics, I mean, we have the big companies. I mean, not to say anything bad about them, but a lot of those characters, they have this, it's kind of the same stories we've all seen repeated, and it's nothing really, like, I mean, I love Spider-Man, I love Batman, I love those stories, but there's a lot of times we want to hear something different, a different character, a different take on something, and that's where and now that's where the indie comics are coming into. Where they're telling stories that the big two won't tell because they're limited series and it's not the same characters and it's not the same licensed character. These are new entities in and of themselves, and that's what we're trying to establish ourselves as. And anyone obviously who contributes is part of that. So it's kind of like a community in itself, because we need to show our faces at cons. We want to be able to have people to say, hey, it's those guys, those crazy guys at conventions who may be giving out candy or doing something, but we want that to foster that sense of community. So by helping with the Kickstarter, you're kind of engaging that. This is not just our comics, they're also yours in a way, because, you may have, like, one of our goals, I think, what's the word I'm looking for? One of the rewards we're giving is you can even have the chance to be in the comic,
Okay.
And of course for Damn Heroes, we have like thrown things in there too from time to time. So,
Okay. Well, so it looks like you guys have an ongoing webcomic and then the 3 series. What other series are there potential for the future? You mentioned one that might also take place in the same like storytelling realm of Signed C. So what else do you have?
So I won't talk too much about that one, but it is kind of part of the same fictive universe. It'll be called Signed O. I think we're still kind of trying to find the right artist for that one. But it falls in that same genre. It still has a lot of the gods and the myth and that sort of thing. It's still the same world where the gods are very much very much part of that world, and they're still kind of meddling with it, if you will. And in this case, our main protagonist is a little bit more of a distant figure, someone who wants to kind of be left alone, but gets pulled back into the world when they come across something that is very clearly theirs. And so it's an interesting story. I don't really have the pitch for that one yet because it's still something we're kind of tinkering around with. But what I can say is this: very recently, we as a publisher, we're always looking for work also, and looking for folks who have a project that interests us, that we're passionate about. And so New York Comic Con this past New York Comic Con, we came across a young artist by the name of James Emmett. And he pitched us something called the Committee, which is a group of heroes. And it definitely very much falls within the vein of what we like, that kind of a mix of sci-fi, fantasy, and superheroes. So it's a neat mix. And essentially it's a group of folks who are out to save the world. So I don't have that fully down yet because we're still working on it. We've just recently signed him. We're in the stage of we're going through the script and doing some edits on it before he starts doing some of the drawing. But no, I'm really excited about it. I mean, he's a great guy. I think he's really excited about it too, which makes it that much better. I mean, I love it when folks are just as passionate as we are. I even with stuff that's very clearly ours and we've written and have that creative control over. I still like it when my artists come to me and say, "Hey, how about this?" Or I thought about this idea, or this is kind of how I see it. Because I don't want to stifle the creativity. I may have a vision for things, but I'm certainly willing to listen and be moved if someone has kind of the right plea. In fact, recently Eric, who just took over the Ascendant, he had kind of pitched me, I want to change Kale's look around a little bit. And I think he came up with a really great costume. It really was a nice mix of kind of what we had and what he was looking to do. Yeah, I think I got off topic a little bit there, but
no, you're all right. So it sounds like there's a project that's still in the works very much, and then another project that you have someone that you're supporting to bring theirs to fruition.
Yeah.
Is that it for right now? I know you're a small publishing company, so that's actually probably a lot for you guys.
Yeah, it's a fair amount. But I mean, I think We potentially have bandwidth for more projects, but I think we need to pace them properly. And I think it has to be something that we feel just as equally excited about as we do with James's work. Because I hate turning people down. I hate saying no. But at the end of the day, you're absolutely right. We only have as much bandwidth as we have bandwidth.
Yeah, absolutely. So, where all can we see you? You mentioned New York City Comic Con. It looks like on your website there in Boston Comic Con and another place. Where all will we be able to see you in the next 12 months?
Sure. So yeah, we've got a pretty good run going. We'll be at Hartford Comic Con next, followed by we'll actually be trying to find a way to do both NYCC Special Edition and we're going to be at White Plains at the same time.
In New York Comic Festival, yeah.
New York Comic Fest, yeah.
I'm trying to get the clone generator working. It's giving me some problems.
Yeah.
We'll and then followed by that, after that we'll be at Heroes Con. We'll be at Boston Comic Con. We'll be at Comic-Con, which is here in Connecticut.
Okay.
And then New York Comic Con again. So it's interesting that we'll be doing the Artist Alley for New York for the special edition, and then we'll be at the small press area for NYCC proper.
Okay.
But yeah.
Excellent.
And then maybe if we add anything at the end of the year, I don't know that we've decided, but we've kicked around some ideas for maybe something in November or December.
Yeah, especially visiting local. So
a lot of East Coast by New York City, that general area.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and we definitely would love. I would love to get out to C2E2, but it's my wife's birthday. I think she would kill me.
Yeah, I understand that.
And we'd love to get some of the stuff on the West Coast. I don't think we've been able to stretch our footprint that far just yet.
Absolutely, I understand. So it looks like on the Kickstarter you have several levels. Starting, you get comics right down at the $2 level.
Yep.
You get a signed PDF. Or I'm sorry, a PDF of signed. You mentioned the 5 comics, the stuff that you guys have out already, at $7, and then there's T-shirts and print catalogs, or your whole print catalog, and lots of different levels, all the way up to autographed copies of the entire catalog, and your own T-shirt, and so on and so forth, and getting to really experience your company as a whole. It looks like you have lots and lots of levels. Great stuff here. Looking at the art on your Kickstarter page, it looks great. It's clear that the artist and the colorer both have a very solid idea of what they're putting out, and it looks wonderful on here. So I'm really excited to see this, and I really would love to see you guys. I don't know if we'll make it out to the East Coast or not, but if you guys decide to make it to Indiana for a Comic-Con out here, that might be a little easier for us.
I'd love to get out there. That would be cool. I've done a little traveling out that way. I've driven through Indiana and gone up to Wisconsin and Chicago and places like that. So
yeah, I've been looking for a reason to go out that way too. So I think we just need to find the time.
There's plenty of stuff to grab hold of on your reward levels. Lots of stuff going on there. It looks like you guys have a solid company that you're making your start into the comic world. Anything else that you might want to mention?
Oh man. I mean, my biggest thing is I'm really excited about it. I hope that's come through. I love getting out there. I love talking to fans. One of the best things about doing like Asbury Comic-Con this past weekend and Asbury Park Comic-Con and then getting out to all the other cons is just, I love talking to fans. I love getting out there and meeting people. I love hearing people. Frankly, one of my favorite things is when they come back and they said, "Hey, I got that, at a previous con, and awesome, you've got book 2 out, or I see book 2 is coming out. I'm really super stoked to support it and see more, and I love that stuff. So I'd say, if you see us at a con, please come by, talk to us, tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like. I'm always happy to talk to anybody about anything. I love doing this sort of stuff. I love doing podcasts and stuff like that where I can talk to folks about, how passionate we are about stuff. So, please, if you're out there, if you listen, if you see us, stop by, talk to us.
Excellent. Well, I have backed you guys at the $7 level because I would love to get 5 comic books for $7. That sounds amazing.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
And I will be checking out all the stuff that you guys have going on, and I want to let everybody know where to find you. So you can head over to facebook.com/Wayward Raven Media, and you can check them out there. You can find them on Twitter at Wayward Raven. Mark is at Panther Pit,
yep.
and Alex is at. I had a pronunciation guide. Sapunzis.
If you actually can't spell my last name, which most people can't, including myself, from what I was just told today, my name was actually misspelled on the website that I put together. So that just shows how hard my last name is to pronounce. And I feel really bad for my wife, who had actually today just changed over all of her documentation to my last name.
Oh,
poor girl.
Oh, yeah.
It's even her family was like, I don't know how we can't even pronounce our son-in-law's name.
You had the opportunity to be Alex Marshall, and you turned it down.
Because it just sounds like, I should be wearing a funny hat or something, or like, I Marshall Alex's? Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Sorry, baby. If you want to find me and you can't spell my last name, you can find me at Damn Heroes, and then I'll find you.
Okay. And then, of course, you can go over to their website at waywardraven.com.
Now that I fixed the spelling mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you can find them at tinyurl.com/signedkick, and that will take you right to their Kickstarter page. I think that there's a lot of great stuff here, and you should check that out. So, anything else from you guys before we let our listeners go?
Just a big thank you for taking the time to talk to us and promote us and back us. We really appreciate it. And if there's ever a time we can return the favor, please let us know.
Yeah, we
absolutely.
Back project.
Absolutely. So we will talk to you guys later. You can always find us on Facebook and Twitter, and you can check out our website and buy our shirts over at /loot. And we will talk to you guys real soon.
This has been a production of the Omega Nerds Network, the network where it's on.